cameras at this point in time. Ikhona nje ijive eyenzekayo, to be honest. But I'm just gonna use the one that is in front of me, so that people bangathi bathetha nesibhorho. I know the lighting is not so great. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, something happened somewhere. But moving right along, with the stories that made news this week. So you heard that, okay, we know that every Easter, I think it's basically every, I think it's Easter, then it's June, and I'm not sure whether it's Christmas time, but you know that all roads lead to Emoria if you attend the Zionist church, which is known as ZCC. So there were congregants who were on their way to Emoria, so they were involved in a bus accident, and there were 46 people that were killed. There were 45 people that were killed, and only one was, that survived. And I think it's a child that survived. So okay. So now the story says that the National Roads Agency, which is Central, has sent its condolences to the families of the victims of the bus crash near Mukopane in Limpopo. A bus carrying 46 people plunged off a bridge, killing all but one of its passengers. They were heading from Botswana to Moria for the Easter weekend church service. So condolences to the families of those that lost their loved ones, and may God be with them during this difficult time. And it was the e-tolls again. So the Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi says a 4 billion rands has been set aside. So in 2 weeks, when he says in 2 weeks when a driver drives under an e-toll gantry in Gauteng, they will no longer be charged. The national government has announced they will be switched off, but the money for road maintenance must still come from somewhere. So there is that somewhere. So I'm not sure where they're going to be scratching for those funds in order to maintain the roads. And then so the ANC now is hitting back. So after losing out to the DA in court over its cadre deployment policy, the ANC wants to give the DA a taste of its own medicine. It has now submitted a Promotion of Access to Information Act application to access information on the DA's deployment of its members to positions in the Western Cape between 2009 and 2024. So now it's basically tit for tat. If this is what you did to me, I'm gonna do it to you also. So yeah, this cadre deployment is becoming not like a cat and mouse game, but it's everyone now is gonna want to know what what they are cadre deployment policy. They, like, every political party now is gonna want to get access to information of whomever that they are racing against for the upcoming elections, because obviously I know it's not a new thing, this deployment cadre policy. It has been mentioned time and time again, but now it's gaining more traction, because obviously the 2024 elections are around the corner. They are in May. So people want to know, how did this happen, because why did this happen, or this happened because of particular deployment cadre policy that was in place. So yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting what the DA will come with. And then the IEC upholds objection to former President Jacob Zuma's nomination as a candidate for the MK party. Zuma is not allowed to stand for office. This was announced by the IEC on Thursday. The IEC gave an update on the ballot paper and why certain political parties and independent candidates are not included. So ziyakhala ke ngoku because we know that there was that case during the course of the week where ANC, there was a case that they opened against the MK, basically befuna banga contest in the upcoming elections, but the courts ruled in favor of the MK. So yes, and the story goes. So I'm sure as we are getting closer and closer to the election month, more stories, maybe scandals, maybe allegations are going to be coming out very fast and furious. And unfortunately, that is synonymous with election year. There's always stories, there's always people that needs to get arrested. There's people that are not fit for this, or there are people that, in so and so's camp. So for me, it is nothing new. It's like, whose turn is it now, to be put on the spotlight, and what allegations are laid against them. So Ekurhuleni Council voted out Mayor Sivuyile Ngondwana. Action SA's motion was passed by 47 votes to 32, with the ANC and the DA abstaining. Action SA accused Gondwana of incompetence and huge failures in service delivery. Yo, Ekurhuleni, shame. I'm not even going to comment. And one of the stories that hit hard, especially for parents and students. So, 4 private colleges under EduCore have had their licenses revoked by the Department of Higher Education for failing to submit their financial statements. Higher Education Minister Blaine Zimanda's call for students to be reimbursed is cold comfort to the 13,000 students who will now need to be placed elsewhere. The Higher Education Department is urging students rather in deregistered EduCore colleges to transfer to other institutions. The department says it's given City Varsity, Damelin, Isesa City Campus, and Lyceum up to the end of next year, which is the next financial year. In April 2025 to phase out students. The department's Dr. Shahida Isak says the move to deregister is in the best interests of students. So now we know that we've had stories, especially in the beginning of the year, whereby students, scholars who had passed their metric with bachelor's or whatever pass rate that they had passed or symbol that they passed with, most of them had difficulty being admitted to your so-called commercial institutions of education, which is your famous, your well-known universities, whether it be your UCTs, your VETs, your USUs, your Forte, so forth. And now some of the students, were admitted to these private institutions of higher learning. And now the number is said to be what? 13,000 students. They must deregister and they need to be placed elsewhere. Now it is April. Studies have commenced and students have been placed in various faculties. Now, who is going to absorb this 13,000? Because we know that institutions, high learning institutions, they are packed to capacity with students, still some on the waiting list and some were basically turned away. I know that Boston College did raise their hand up saying that they will assist where they can to absorb the students. But obviously, if Boston won't be able to absorb all 13,000 students. So I'm not sure if it's something that was thoroughly thought through, more especially the timing. I mean, where you gonna, like, number one, there's issues of accommodation. There's, okay, let's say if you're in the private in institutions, obviously you would have to seek your own accommodation and so forth. Maybe that's not really an issue. The issue is being admitted to an institution of higher learning, and which university or college, will be able to absorb ababantu bangaka, and will these four private institutions reimburse the monies that were paid by the students, because the students are saying, we would like to know, you know uh, where are we going to go? Our parents had, some of them had taken loans, and so there's a lot of chaos that is happening in the background when it comes to to this story. So I'm hoping that the students do get absorbed, and hopefully the Department of Higher Learning will also assist, because you can't come with a resolution without a solution for those that are being affected by the decisions that you have taken. And then moving right along, so the South African Reserve Bank announced that the repo rate remains unchanged at 8.25 and the lending rate at 11.75. And also on that, there will be a rise in the petrol, I think, from next month. I still need to double check when that will be, when this increase will come. But basically, there is an increase in the fuel, whether it's diesel or it is, your normal petrol. So basically, yeah, we must be in the lookout for. Yeah, so there is a rise in fuel price in April. The date, okay, so basically, so the South African motorists will be hit with another fuel hike on Wednesday, when April's fuel prices will rise for the third consecutive month. So on the 3rd of April, fuel prices will increase as follows. Petrol will go up 65 cents per liter, and then petrol. Okay, so it's petrol 93, 65 cents per liter, and then petrol 95, it is 67 cents per liter, and then a diesel will go up to 3 cents per liter. Yes. Ne? Yes, so it's diesel 0.05%. Yeah. So diesel will decrease by 2 cents per liter, as will the price of illuminating paraffin, 29 cents per liter decrease, and then LP gas will decrease by 19 cents per kg. So yeah, silapho ngoku, guys, and yeah, like when it comes to fuel hikes, whether they go up, they go down, I just I just decided not to care at all, because you rush to the petrol station, you fill up, and then you have to top up again, and so either way you don't really win. So they must, if they feel that it's time for a raise, and then if it's time for them to decrease, it's fine. I've just come to that conclusion because I don't want to have heart palpitations for no particular reason, for things that are beyond my control. And then, former President Jacob Zuma found himself in the spotlight once again as reports emerged of his involvement in a car accident on Thursday night. The Umkhonto Sizwe Party's leader and his bodyguards have reportedly suffered no injuries, while the exact location of the incident remains unknown. MK spokesperson Tlamulo Ndlela confirmed to the media that there was an incident, but offered little clarity. As speculation swirls around the circumstances of the accident, Ndlela emphasized the need to maintain security protocols, hinting at potential sensitivities surrounding the incidents. So I got to hear about this accident through a friend of mine in Muza. But have you heard that, the former president was involved in an accident? I was like, no, I was actually not watching news. I was just I don't want to hear any bad news. I just want to, just clear my mind. So, Bebalisa, that this is what is happening. And yeah, and there's people that you know saying that no, it was planned, because apparently some news reports say the car that hit them basically drove straight at them. So I'm not sure how true those allegations are, but there's talk of basically it was a planned accident. If oops, yeah, from what is being speculated. And then moving further afield, so Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu approved Friday new talks on a Gaza ceasefire, a day after the world's top court ordered Israel to ensure urgent humanitarian aid reaches people in the Palestinian territory. But despite a binding United Nations Security Council resolution this week demanding an immediate ceasefire, fighting continued Friday, including around hospitals. Uh, I don't know. This Israel and Gaza, it's just becoming too much. It's. I think it's beyond humanitarian. It still goes back to the fact that when South Africa said Israel is committing a genocide against Palestinians, it's slowly becoming clearer and clearer that it's basically, yeah, I think we're there now. We're just there. And then on Tuesday morning, I think it was on Tuesday or Thursday, I can't yeah, it was during the course of the week. And I was going through my Instagram, and it was on Steve Harvey's page, yes, that I saw this ship. So basically what had happened, a ship carrying a giant crane was en route Thursday to the scene of a catastrophic bridge collapse over Baltimore Harbor, Baltimore in the United States. And as authorities warned of extensive work before the major U.S. port can reopen. So the machinery will be deployed in a tricky operation to clear the twisted steel remnants of the Francis Scott Key Bridge from where it fell 185 feet, which is equal to 56 meters, into the Patapsco River, blocking the entrance to the port of Baltimore after being struck by a massive cargo ship early on Tuesday. So I was correct. It was on Tuesday. So basically, this ship was just sailing to whatever destination. And I'm not sure who does quality control there, because surely you know that there's certain heights that ship, especially those that are carrying cargo, cannot pass. So, like, you can see that it was not even the full body of the ship. It was basically the cargo that was on the ship that basically hit this bridge. And I think there's I'm not sure, I stand to be corrected, 4 people dead, and there's two that are still missing. And so it hit it very badly. It was at night or early hours of the morning, but it was still dark. And you can see this ship approaching this bridge, and it's like a few meters away you can see the bridge being hit by the cargo. And now you wonder, the people that are in charge of placing that cargo there, didn't they check the height of their cargo? Will this not affect bridges that they have to go past? you know will it not cause damage, will not cause havoc or some catastrophe of some sort? But yeah, so yeah, Baltimore is reeling from that. So if I can call it an accident, yeah. And then, if you are not well vested with Boeing, which is the company that makes aeroplanes. So Boeing has announced Monday a leadership shakeup headlined by the departure of its CEO, Dave Calhoun, as the aviation giant faces heavy scrutiny following safety incidents and manufacturing issues. So, clearly, there has been issues with Boeing, and Boeing being one of the biggest aircraft manufacturers. We know that there's Airbus, which makes the likes of, very famous, your Emirates and so forth. So there, obviously, if there are security concerns, surely there's like malfunctions that are being experienced the various air companies that had contracted Boeing to make their aircrafts. And someone like me who likes to watch the aircraft investigations, you will you will hear that, yeah, there's, this Boeing 737 or Boeing 747 or whatever Boeing range it is. It fell from the sky, or there was a malfunction, and so forth and so forth. So, yeah, but basically, that's where, the story, basically, maybe that's what made the CEO or the board to take that decision to Babam Kulule, but apparently he will be taking another post within the company. So it's not like Umkile, like for good, but he is still going to be part of the company, but not as CEO. So basically, that's all that I have for you for now in the news and in the current affairs corner. Um, yeah. So, what else happened this week? Um, I know that there was the the guy that this I think is a taxi boss that is involved in the killing. Apparently, he's the one that paid the 800,000 for the killing of 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 AKA and his friend Tibbs. So the family says his business dealings are legitimate and transparent. So it's going to be an interesting unveiling of many twists and turns and allegations when it comes to this. I can just foresee it. So basically, this is what is happening in the courts. And what else? I don't want to leave anything out. Um, I'm trying to check what else is there that might have left out that had taken place this week. But you know what? We still have time. We still have time to just catch up on the current affairs. There was also a no confidence motion. So the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Tenodi, apparently he's in hot water after accepting a no confidence. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's becoming trickier and trickier. Um, uh, so apparently, the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, which is Parliament, Letisa Tsenodi, was taken to task this week by top NC leaders for approving a DA motion against his boss without consulting them. Yo, hi. So now Parliament is under pressure to debate the allegations before expiry of its term on the 21st of May ahead of the elections. So yeah, I kunzima kubi. But we'll also see that one unfolding as time goes. And for now, I will be playing. I think let me hit you with a triple play. And yes, a triple play. And then from there, we're gonna take on where we left off. Yeah, we'll continue where we left off. And yeah, let me go to a triple play and then